familiar?
Yeah, well, yeah. There's 2 footprints.
Right. And people may recognize one set from South America during our tracking mission.
The heels?
Yep, the heels. So you can deduce that Naomi was here. And the other pair of footprints actually belong.
Does that vamp walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah,
His trademark vamp walk.
Yeah.
You know, look around on the ground and you see their footprints here and there. So people who want to do that can go ahead and take a look. Okay, so now let's go ahead and move through this hallway. So we're going to head to the north and just be sure not to get spotted by these lasers. So wait till you can run through and run under these lasers.
Go.
Get to the end.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You're out in the canyon.
Okay, we stop here?
Yeah, so let's stop here. So, you know, once again, we're out in the snow, and you'll hear another flashback.
We're out in the canyon, and what do you want to tell us in this canyon part?
All right, so...
Be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Who are you? One of your fans.
First thing I want to do is let's head to the right, go to the east.
East?
And there's kind of like this big boulder here. So let's just go around this boulder until you hit the wall, like this rock wall.
Yeah.
And then to the east, there's actually a pathway leading up to these.
Uh-huh.
So let's go up this pathway.
Okay.
And at the end here, you'll find a rock wall and a bunch of items. But, you know, originally, when we were making this stage, there was not a rock wall here. There was actually a lake beyond this. And, you know, we had this whole, like, scenario where there was a frozen lake and there were gecko patrolling on top of the lake. And you could, like, you know, break the ice and, like, drop them down to the water, things like that. And that was actually, like, an entirely different route that you could take to get to this point.
Yeah.
So in the original design for this stage, you could actually bypass that whole heliport area completely and go from the beginning.
Ah, I see, to here.
Right, so when you first come down from the helicopter, instead of going, you know, to the west, if you went to the north, you could actually head up and get to this lake area, and then it would hook up to the canyon from this path here. But, you know, back then, you know, Moses was envisioned as kind of more of an action-oriented stage. But, you know, midway through, we decided we wanted to go with more of a nostalgic feeling for the stage. And then, you know, of course, the other thing was that we felt it would be a really horrible waste for people not to see the heliport, you know, because that's probably the most memorable thing that people, you know about Metal Gear Solid 1 was that, you know, sneaking from that heliport in the beginning. So, yeah, we definitely wanted to make people go to that heliport. So, for that reason, we decided to close this path.
I see. So, there is still a lake behind that, I guess.
Beyond here, I guess you can imagine there's a lake beyond that.
Okay.
No data.
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been buried by snow.
Okay.
So we got the items, so what are we going to do? We're going to head back?
Okay, yeah, so let's head back to the canyon. So go down the slope, and you'll see these 2 gecko who are in power save mode. So let's sneak by these. If you go towards, you know, through the middle of the canyon, you can get by without waking them up. So carefully do that. And then when you get past these gecko, kind of lined up with the second gecko, then to the west, you'll see this small little cave.
Yeah.
Which was also here in Metal Gear Solid 1. Probably when you get to this point, you'll hear Otacon going, one of the geckos looking up. But if you come into this cave, you can get an item here. You can get the iPod track Following Destiny, which is from Zone of the Enders. Yeah. Alright, so I think we will wrap it up here. From this point, all that's left is to head to the north, and of course you crawl under that shutter, and you go to the next stage.
We still get a lot of requests about Zone of the Enders, don't we?
Yeah, everybody wants part 3.
Yeah. It was a good game.
I'd like to know, like, how many people want us to make the sequel.
Yeah, well, because, you know, a lot of the Kojima Productions, or other products as well, like even Snatcher or Police Notes, are not officially even released in some areas. But people still know, say we want this officially or we want a sequel to it. And Zone of Enders is always kind of referred as, you know, in interviews or things like that. When are you going to create, you know, it's a Mr. Kojima, when are you going to create the next Zone of Enders? You know, we would like to see, and we get this request all the time. However, we were thinking, Ken and I were always saying, actually how many people, really want. So then there's a sequel. So, guys, if you're listening, and tell us not about you, but your friends who are like casual Metal Gear fans, if they're interested or not.
Yeah.
Don't lie, okay? But
Don't inflate the numbers.
yeah, we just want to know, purely, if it's really, of course, as Hideo's been always saying, he would like to do this when he has time, but there's always sacrifices. If he does that, you'll get to see the latest new Hideo's thing even later. So that's kind of a trade-off, isn't it? Right. But if there's so many people wanting to see them, why not put the priority on top a little further up? But we just want to know. Ken especially really wants to know because he's been asking this all the time.
Yeah. Well, I wish I could have like a poll or something. I mean, ask like all gamers and how many people wanted to play ZOE sequel.
Well, we have all the Metal Gear Solid 4 players listening to this podcast.
Okay. Okay, well, make sure you write your comments, and we'll check your comments out.
Yep.
And where are we going to start next time?
So next time we'll start right on the other side of that shutter.
Okay, the nuclear warhead.
Right, Nuclear Warhead Storage Building.
You guys, did you hear? Shadow Moses. Thanks, guys, for joining. And, well, if you missed something, Sean, you're, of course, more than welcome to say. Especially about your personal things.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on the personal things.
Okay. We'll hear more next time on the latter half. So thanks for tuning in, and see you next time.
All right.
See you. Bye.
All right, that's gonna wrap up this edition of the Metal Gear Solid 4 Integral Podcast. Check back next time for more tips, tricks, and insider info on Metal Gear Solid 4. Brought to you by Kojima Productions and Hideo Kojima himself. Make sure to send in your comments to Hideo Blog. See you next time.